Welcome to the Mystic Access Podcast, where the magic is in learning.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Mystic Access Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Kim.
And the irony is, when Kim first was asked to co-host the Mystic Access Podcast, we did an unboxing or first-time startup of the Samsung Galaxy Tab S. That was almost a year ago. A year and a couple of weeks, I do believe.
Yes, and our second podcast together, I believe, our second or third anyway, was also a Samsung tablet. How ironic that we are once again doing a Droid product, and it is a new Droid product to me, and Chris, not being able to stay out of the action, decided he liked the sound of my phone so much that he had to go purchase himself a new LG phone as well. We're moving from Samsung to LG, and I must admit, after a few days of use, after only a few hours of use, really, but now after a few days of use, I am thoroughly besotted with my new phone. It is an LG Ultimate 2. The model number for that is LG L43C. It's a track phone. It's got 4.4 KitKat.
The processor, I believe, for yours is a 1.2 dual-core processor with 1 gig of RAM, and you also have an internal micro SD card slot.
I certainly do, and it will hold up to a 32 gig. And if I continue to like it as much as I have, a 32 gig card will come to live in it rather than the 16 gig that's currently here. I'm upgrading and migrating, thank God, from my ZTE Valet, which was running Jelly Bean. And I'm not going to miss it. It has half the RAM. Its specs, you can pretty much divide this phone in two, and you get the specs for the Valet. It worked sort of kind of okay for what I needed it for. I've had it for about a year and a half. But this is miles beyond. I was actually saying to someone the other day, had this phone been available in the market prior to my purchasing my Tab 4, I probably would not have purchased my Tab 4. That doesn't mean that I'm not happy I have my Tab 4. I love it. And it's still miles beyond this phone in terms of speed and storage. But I am absolutely thrilled with this phone. Chris, as I said, could not stay out of the action. Tell him what you did and what you got over there.
I ended up getting an LG Optimus L90 D415. That was D as in Delta 415. This is an unlocked T-Mobile phone, and it is a 1.2 gigahertz quad-core processor. And I also put a 32 gigabyte micro SD card into the slot. My phone has on the left side, and yours is probably the same, on the left side there is the volume up and down. It's one button, at least it feels like it. So it would be the top half would be the up and the bottom half would be down. On the bottom you have the micro USB port, and also kind of on the face of it you have a home button, which I must say is not as pronounced as the Samsung Galaxy Avant, which is another phone that I also have. And
it's kind of a low-profile rectangle.
Correct.
With rounded edges, so you do kind of have to have a delicate touch to find it, but it is a physical button and works very well.
On the right side, we have the power button, and on the top left edge, we have an earphone jack, and I believe that is it.
I think there's a mic up there too. Either that or that's the camera sitting just a little bit to the right of the headphone jack. Do you have that?
Yes, I do. Yep. Mm-hmm. These are probably the same phones.
More than likely.
More than likely. The outer casing is probably the same. The back is very smooth.
Yes. It's slick. It's a plastic construction, but apparently, according to what I've been reading about mine, at least, it's a very cool looking phone. It's kind of got like a brushed I think like an aluminum brushed finish or aluminum brushed edges
Mm-hmm.
around the phone, which is cool. It's also a larger phone than what I'm used to. I think this touchscreen is like 4.5, maybe a little more. I'll put exact stats in the show notes so you can read those, or I'll put the direct link to the phone. But it's certainly a larger phone. My valet can sit inside this phone. So it's a little bigger than what I'm used to, but so far I don't mind that very much as I thought I would. It is a slim profile. It's easy to hold in your hand. It's just a longer phone than what I'm used to.
One of the reasons that we're doing this podcast again is to show the quote unquote out of box experience or the first time startup. I actually received my phone yesterday and waited.
And he's been so kind and patient to have waited until we had time to podcast. It's been a fiasco of a day for me. My internet has totally gone crazy, and it's been a crazy day. And we're just now getting to the podcast. Somehow or other, I can connect wirelessly, sort of. So that's good. So we're podcasting now. He's waited all this time, but I'm anxious to see if his setup experience is as smooth and pain-free as mine, because what did it take me? 10 minutes?
Yes.
It was awesome.
So I am going to press and hold the power button and turn this thing on, and we're going to see what happens.
Did you get any haptic feedback?
Not yet.
Okay. I usually do pretty quickly with mine. Kind of a long vibration.
I may not have held it in long enough. Let's try it again. Okay. There's the T-Mobile sound. I don't know if you could hear it.
Nope. Yeah, we have different sound effects on our phones. Okay.
So I'm going to try a triple click home, and I'm going to see if this works. It did not.
Goody. That means you get to do a 2-finger press.
Yeah, it did not work. Let me see. I'm going to press and hold. Power button. Hopefully it went off. I did not feel anything. No vibration.
How interesting.
I'm going to press and hold the power again. So now I'm going to power the phone up. I just released the power button. And we'll see what happens. There's T-Mobile sound. I'm pressing and holding.
Uh-oh.
I'm not done yet.
What was that about, a smooth experience?
Yeah, well.
I hope your phone isn't taking a lesson from my internet.
I hope not either. Come on. Talk to me, T-Mobile phone. Well, that's not good. Triple click home. 1, 2, 3.
Or not.
Or not is right. Oh, there we go. Accessibility tutorial.
There she is.
Perfect. Can you hear it?
Yeah, bring her a little closer if you can.
I can't.
Turn her around. Maybe her speaker's the other way.
I won't be able to.
Oh.
I won't be able to use it.
Chrome. Next button. To scroll through a list, you can slide 2 fingers along the screen. For example, the current screen contains a list of app names that can scroll up or down. First, try to explore the screen and identify an app. Gallery. Next button. Talkback has two context menus.
I'm actually in the
settings and controls. The global
Talkback
context menu and the local context
tutorial.
menu. You can activate a menu item by sliding your finger around the circle of menu items and
Yeah, if you're new to Talkback, I highly encourage this particular tutorial. It's handy.
It is. And the other podcasts that we did, we actually go through the tutorial, so I'm not going to go through it again.
Next button.
And I just found the next button.
Yeah, they're usually bottom right corner or thereabouts.
Correct.
Paragraph by paragraph, word by word, or even next button. This lesson will help you use Talkback to edit a piece of text. To get started, find the text box, finish button. Welcome to Startup Wizard.
We're done. So now we're in the Startup Wizard, and
Welcome.
I'm just swiping through.
English United States button. You can always change this later in settings, language, and input. Accessibility button.
And then there's an accessibility button. I'm going to double tap that.
Accessibility.
And then I'm going to swipe through.
Accessibility. Vision. Talkback on.
So Talkback is on.
Large text, checkbox, not checked. Invert colors, invert the checkbox, not checked. Color adjustment, adjust screen and content colors. Switch, not checked. Touch zoom, off. Screen shades, dim the screen's back. Text to speech output, customize text to speech TTS settings.
And it's got the
Screen shades, backlight,
which
checkbox,
is kind of
check.
like the screen curtain on the iPhone.
Text to speech output, hearing. Audio type, stereo. Sound balance, seat control, 50. Captions, customize switch, not checked. Physical and motor. Touch feedback time, short. Universal touch, show a touch board with.
Can you hear any of this?
Common
Yes.
actions.
Okay, good.
Switch, not checked. System. Auto rotate screen, checkbox, checked. Read passwords, voice confirmation.
Definitely
of
want
characters
this
when
turned
inputting
on.
Passwords, checkbox, not checked.
Yeah,
Some-
I'm surprised you didn't turn on turn auto rotate screen off.
Well, I'll deal with that another time, but I wanted to make sure my passwords speak.
Yeah, that's kind of crucial at this juncture.
Voice
Yes, it
confirmation of
is.
characters when input. Power key ends call, checkbox, not checked.
Power key ends call. We're going to check this.
Absolutely. It's a handy dandy feature.
Checkbox,
Yes, it is.
checked.
Now we're going to go through again.
Power key ends call, checkbox. Accessibility settings shortcut, off.
Accessibility shortcut settings is off. I'm going to turn that on.
Accessibility settings shortcut. Showing accessibility settings shortcut. Navigate up. Triple tap the home button to turn Talkback. Invert colors or universal touch on or off. You can also jump to the accessibility settings. Off. Checked. Disabled. Show all. Not checked. Talkback. Not checked.
So I'm
Disabled.
going to turn on Talkback. I'm not quite sure why it says that it's disabled, but I remember yours did the same thing.
Mine did. It was a little tricky.
So I'm going to double tap that.
Accessibility. Accessibility. Customize caption. Physical and motor. Touch feedback time. Short. Universal touch. Show a touch. Switch. Not checked. System. Auto rotate screen. Read passwords. Void. Power key ends call. Checkbox. Accessibility settings shortcut. Talkback.
So now it's
There you go.
Talkback. So now when I triple click the home key, which I will not do at this time,
I will.
it will turn off Talkback and then turn it back on.
Services. No services installed.
And then there are no services, so I'm just going to hit my back button. And my back button is like the standard Android. It is to the left of the home key, and the menu key is to the right of the home key.
Welcome to Startup Wizard.
So I just hit the back key, and now I'm back to the Startup Wizard.
Welcome. English You can always change the accessibility button. To go to settings for people with disabilities, tap accessibility button. Emergency call button. Next button.
So we'll hit next.
Set internet connection.
So now we're going to see what we have. Set internet connection.
Set internet connection. Mobile network. Mobile network charges may apply. Checkbox. Checked. Wi-Fi connects to networks within range and consumes more battery. Checkbox. Not checked.
So we're going to check that.
Select one of the available Wi-Fi networks or add another one. Showing items 1 to 7 of 7.
So now it shows available networks. So now we're going to see if we can find mine.
Set internet connection. Set internet mobile network. Wi-Fi connects to networks within. Set internet connection. Mobile network charges may apply. Check.
You might want to touch kind of in the middle of the right hand side of the screen. I think I had this issue too, and it's a little touchy to get there.
Yeah, you can't swipe.
You can't swipe, so just try touching somewhere in there and see if it's fine. There you go.
G330 Smallville secured. Alert Smallville password. Show advanced options.
Okay, so that is my network, Smallville.
Password. Edit box.
So now I'm in the password, and I'm going to type in my password and then hit the connect key.
Done. Show password checkbox. Checked. Show advanced option. Cancel button. Connect button. Set internet connection. Showing items 1.
It got it.
Lookout is scanning.
Okay, it has lookout on it, so it's scanning something. So let's go through.
Wi-Fi connected. You are now connected to Smallville Wi-Fi network. When you see the symbol at the top of your screen, you are able to use your device for calling and messaging even if you have no cellular coverage. Skip button. Learn more button. Skip button.
Skip.
Set internet connection. Weekly scan complete. 171 apps scanned. All safe. Get advanced protection today. Set internet connection. Wi-Fi networks. Next button. Got Google.
I'm going to enter my Google credentials, and we will see what happens.
Got Google. Do you have a Google account? If you use Gmail or Google Apps, answer yes. Yes button.
I do, so I'm going to double tap yes.
Type email and password. Sign in. Edit box. Email. X.
Now I'm going to hit done.
Done. Alert by signing in. You are agreeing to the Google Terms of Service and Privacy Policy, Chrome Terms of Service and Privacy Notice, and Google Play Terms of Service. Cancel. Okay.
And I'm going to swipe to the OK button.
By signing in, you are cancel button. OK button.
And double tap.
Signing in. Setup wizard.
And we are in.
5 updates need approval.
And I already got 5 updates and need approval. So we're going to continue on with the setup wizard.
Google services. Backup and restore. Backup and restore. Checkbox. Checked. Backup your data to a Google account. Restore previous backups to this device. Data includes apps, app settings, system settings, and Wi-Fi passwords. Location. Checkbox. Checked.
And these are all the things that I want, which is
Let apps better.
fine with me.
Checkbox. Checked. For improved accuracy and other purposes. Google's
And I just lost speech. So either Talkback or Google TTS are updating. and it is vibrating. Yeah, it must have been, because it is not talking, so it must be Google. It's still vibrating, so it's doing something, although I don't know what it's doing.
Useful settings.
There we go.
Yay!
9. Installing. Scan finish. Apex. Installing. My Info Zone trademark sign widget.
Okay, it must have been
Live 365
updating Google
radio.
TTS because now things are back. Perfect.
9. Installing. Google Wallet.
Not quite sure where I am.
Edit box. 9,899. Scan finished. Scan finished. My Info Zone is safe. Click to activate total. Edit box. 9,899. Installing. Schwann's Food Delivery. Useful settings. Useful settings. Useful settings. Useful settings. Scan finished. Live 365 is safe. Click to activate total protection or to change settings. Useful settings. Set your edit box. Chris. Set your phone name.
Okay, set my phone name.
Edit box. Chris Grabowski's LGD 415.
That's fine.
This will be used as your phone name in Bluetooth, Wi-Fi Direct, etc. Installing Llama. Set lost phone contact. Edit box. 9,000. Enter a phone number to call if phone is lost. Displayed on locks. Lookout has completed 25 free scans. Activate advanced protection to back button. Next button.
I'll have to play with that phone thing because it said enter a phone number to if this phone is lost, and it's displayed on the contact screen or the lock screen. That's pretty cool. So I'm just going to hit next for now.
System Manager notification. Installing which TTS voice English.
Oh, it's installing my TTS voices.
That's going to take a while.
Installing Emma4 Chime. As part of our commitment to delivering the best network quality and device experience possible, this device is equipped with diagnostic software, consistent with your care. The software does not.
Let's see.
More info 3 period. Close button.
Okay, fine.
Welcome. Scan finished. Schwann. Scan finished. Paul voice English. Installing eSpeak. Welcome. Installing Trip a Travel or go to home screen button. Alert, did you know you can scan finished nearby. Scan finished. Emma is safe. Click. Did you know you can return to this setup screen at any time by launching the setup application from the application tray. Installing Text Detective. Scan finished. eSpeak is safe. Click to activate total. Cancel button. OK button.
So I'm going to hit OK.
Device unlocked. Installing.
Yeah, and with these phones, you're going to get quite a few of those little notification thingies. What I tended to do with mine after I listened to them was to check the checkbox that says don't show me these, and then press OK on them, and now they're gone. So
Google search. Scan finished. Text. Search
they were
button.
nice to listen to the
Scan
first time.
finished. Voice search button.
So we are
Scan finished. Smart
at the home screen. I currently do not have a SIM card in this phone, so it is basically a glorified internet device right now. I'm going to take my
installing IMAP
SIM card from my Samsung Avant and eventually put it in the LG. But while this is updating apps, as you can see from a couple of little bit of rocky starts, which was the losing the speech during the installation because I didn't realize that it was going to update the TTS. Other than that, it seemed to go relatively smoothly, although I did have to power it down once to get Talkback up and talking, and I did a triple click home and then held my 3 or 2 fingers on the screen as you would. So I'm not quite sure which one did it. Was it the triple click home or was it the holding of the 2 fingers on the screen?
I had the same experience, except I think I did it backwards from you. I did the holding 2 fingers, triple click home. When that didn't work, I put 2 fingers back, and voila, I got speech. So I'm not quite sure what the right culprit was, but it's fine with me. It worked out, and it was beautiful. I actually had a less rocky setup experience than you did. One thing for you guys to note with this particular phone, and we essentially as we said, seem to have the same basic phone. His has a slightly better specs than mine, but it seems to be essentially the same phone. The keypad or the keyboard on the phone is a little touchy. It really does require a delicate touch, especially as you're getting used to it, to type successfully and easily. The shift key can be a little touchy. The delete key can be a little touchy. So just be aware of that as you're beginning with this keyboard. It does take a delicate touch.
It also seems to me like the keys are a little closer than on other Android keyboards.
They are quite close together, and that could take some getting used to. I'm very glad that I got used to typing on my little iPod Touch back in the day, because this reminds me quite a bit of that experience.
I think that we are going to bring this podcast to a close.
Actually, we're not.
We're not. Okay.
No, we're not.
All right.
So now that Chris has showed you the basics of a fresh setup, I want to give you a little bit of a tour. I want to show you a couple of the neat things you can do with this, just so you'll be aware if this is something that interests you. I'm going to actually turn on my phone by pressing and holding the power button. I get a relatively short vibration. There's my startup music.
You know, I got that music too, but mine was, I also got the T-Mobile audio logo.
Huh.
I actually did get both.
Okay. So we're powering up now. Just want to show you a couple of neat things about this phone that makes it really compete strongly with my Samsung tablet. I got another vibration, and then we heard voicemail.
5:35 p.m. Saturday, the 13th. Slide unlock.
There's slide to unlock. How I normally do this is take 2 fingers and slide up the screen. Right here on the lock screen, we have some interesting goodies that I want to show you.
Messaging.
We have messaging, phone, email, camera,
status widget. 5:35 p.m.
the time,
Saturday,
of course,
13th of June.
the date.
Slide unlock.
There's slide to unlock.
Phone. Messaging. Phone.
So let's say I wanted to open the phone directly from the lock screen. I have the ability to do that, or email,
Messaging.
or message, or camera.
Phone.
To do this, I'm going to press and hold after I swipe to phone or move to phone. It's a little hard to do actually
Screen out.
touch and get there. So I've been tending to swipe.
Slide unlock. Slide unlock.
You can hear it's got some really cool sounds.
Phone.
There's phone. I'm going to press and hold it, and then while I'm pressing and hold it, I'm going to swipe upward.
Phone swipe an icon in any direction to launch. Unlock. Device unlocked. Dial tab 1 of 5.
And I'm in my phone. I've got my
Cool.
dial pad,
Dial tab 1 of 5. Call logs tab 2 of
my
5.
call logs,
Contacts tab 3 of 5.
contacts,
Favorites tab 4.
favorites,
Groups tab 5 of
and
5.
groups. I haven't played with groups yet, but I have added favorites. It's very accessible. It's very easy. You do custom ringtones, whatever you want in terms of that. As you can see, there are lots of cool sounds it makes. I'll lock the screen, show you what that does.
Screen out.
So there's your screen lock sound. I'm going to unlock it again.
5:37 p.m. Phone. Messaging. Camera. Phone. Slide unlock. Unlock. Device unlocked. Dial tab 1 of 5. Showing item 1 of 35.
And from here, I'm just going to press my home button.
Home.
And I want to show you a couple of the cool things you can do from here. From here, if you want to, you can press your menu button, which is to the right of the home button.
Showing 4 items. Showing items 1 to 4 of 4.
And in here you have
Add apps and widgets.
Add Apps and Widgets,
Home screen settings.
Home Screen Settings,
Lock screen settings.
Lock Screen Settings,
System settings.
and System Settings. So it's an easy peasy way to get to your system settings from there. I'm going to press the Home key.
Home.
I'm going to press and hold on the menu key.
Recent apps.
And there's Recent Apps. So easy way to get to that functionality should you wish.
Home.
I just moved back to the home screen. So I just took 2 fingers and swiped to the left, and it showed you there's my third home screen.
Workplace 3 of 3. Tab. Workplace 3 of 3. Tab to select.
And as you can see, this particular phone has 3 home screens that you can utilize. The ability to navigate quickly is awesome. I'm just going to go home and swipe right.
Workplace 2 of 3.
And I'm just going to show you.
Mobile, vocalizer voices,
Okay,
radio
trying to go
chat,
home.
Google app,
All right. I'm just going to swipe right.
search, voice search, Google, vocal, Mixi, radio, Google Map, Calm, Netflix, Google, Play Store.
So as you can see, it's very, very responsive in terms of how quickly you can move through your various items.
Your voice sounds different than mine. What voice are you using?
This is Nuance Oliver.
Ah, okay.
He's awesome. Nuance has gotten some great new voices lately, and Oliver is one. If you go into the Nuance Vocalizer app, you can get him. I think he's $4.99, and he's well worth it.
Sounds good. I think I'll go visit that app and get some more voices.
It's a wonderful. it's a wonderful app. There's some great voices in there. So it's definitely a good one to check out if you're interested in some new fabulous TTS to bring your phone some personality.
Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about, or is that it?
Nope. I think we have one more thing to mention before we go. That's all on this topic currently, but if anybody has any questions, feel free to email us and we'll get back to you. show@mysticaccesspodcast.com. We'll be happy to get back in touch with you. But we're running a little contest and we want to share that with you. As of next month, I believe it's next month, isn't it? Like the 1st of next month or the end of this month, something like that? Do you know the exact date?
I believe it was July 1st.
Okay, so as of July 1st will be my 1-year anniversary as co-hostess of the Mystic Access podcast. And to celebrate my 1-year anniversary, we are going to have a little contest for you guys. So you have to answer the following question. The first person to answer this question correctly wins a $25 Amazon gift card. Yay! We love Amazon.
Yes.
So you can put that toward the purchase of one of these cool new phones if you want to. The question is, in which Mystic Access podcast episode does my voice first appear? So, in which episode do you first hear my voice of the Mystic Access podcast?
And that's the only hint that you're going to get.
That's the only hint that you're going to get. No, we're not giving you any more information. So, to answer the question, you can either call us at 716-543-3323 and press 2 to reach our podcast comment line. Leave the answer there, or you can email us, show@mysticaccesspodcast.com. That's show, SHOW, at mysticaccesspodcast.com.
And if you leave the answer on the voicemail, the podcast comment line, be sure to leave contact information.
Yes,
so
we need to be able to get you your Amazon gift card.
Yes.
So by all means, we'll probably just email that to you electronically. It's easy for all of us.
Exactly.
And you'll be able to get it and begin spending it right away. So that is the contest. We hope you will be interested in diving in. So the first person, again, to answer the question correctly will win a $25 Amazon gift card. So best of luck. Thanks for entering. And we're excited to hear your answers.
So now this brings this episode to a close, and contact information follows. We hope you have enjoyed our little demonstration of the 2 LG phones that we have. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
The preceding podcast is a presentation of Mystic Access, where the magic is in learning. To contact us, please visit www.mysticaccess.com. Call us 716-543-3323 and press 2 to reach our Mystic Access podcast comment line. Email us at show@mysticaccesspodcast.com and follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/mysticaccess. Would you like to spread the word about our podcasts? Please tell your friends and colleagues to visit us at www.mysticaccesspodcast.com. If you enjoy what you hear on our podcasts, feel free to leave us an iTunes rating and review. We certainly appreciate those. Also, you may feel free to use our podcasts in your own RSS feed. Just be sure that all of our contact information is left intact. Thanks for spreading the word, and thanks for listening. We hope that you have enjoyed this episode.